What is up? It's your girl Lily back at it again with another video. I know it's been a while. I'm blonde now, but we back and we better. Obviously, by the title of this video, you guys know I'm gonna be talking about my experience traveling during a full lockdown, a full pandemic, but specifically in Canada, we're still locked down. So I traveled to Miami, Florida. I'm gonna just explain to you guys my experience leaving Canada first. So sometimes I'm not the best at explaining certain things, so if I say or pause a lot, like that's because I never really wrote down what I want to specifically talk about to you guys. I'm just kind of came on here and just going with the flow. First things first, before leaving Canada, I'm not sure if different airlines require different things, but for Delta, I had to get a COVID test 72 hours before my flight. And yes, I had to pay for it. So there's two different types of tests you can take. You can take the PCR test or the antibody test, which is like when they just take blood out from you. But certain airlines don't accept that antibody test, and that antibody test is cheaper. Delta accepts the PCR test. They don't accept the antibody test. So I took the PCR test 3 days before my flight, and I had to pay for it, and it was with tax and everything, it came up to 220-ish, which is a little bit crazy, I know, but oh well. I heard that you could get away with just getting a PCR test done at the hospital. Like you would just go to the hospital and tell them you're experiencing symptoms or possibly came in contact with a positive, and they would just test you, of course, and then once you get that result, you show them at the airport. But I was just a little nervous if they asked to see like proof of payment of that test. So I just did it the safe way and I paid for it. When I got to the airport, the Delta lady, when I was checking in, all she asked is to see my negative results. I showed her the negative results. She just zoomed in to make sure it was my name and that it said negative, and then the date of when I got it, which was 3 days before, and she saw that, so it was all good, and that was it. She didn't ask me for like proof of payment or nothing, so I was like, wow, I could have got away with just. And I work at a retirement home, so I could have got the PCR test done for free. I was a little annoyed by that, but whatever, I did things the right way. So I checked in, went through security, and then now I'm at the border. They were asking me a whole bunch of questions, and I'm sure you guys want to know what they asked me. So the reason being why I went to Miami, Florida is for business purposes. There is a big event happening in Miami for trading. I don't know if you guys heard of online trading stocks, currencies, crypto. It's this organization called I Am Mastery Academy, and they have different conventions every few months. And one of my friends who's also part of this business, she's the one who introduced me to this opportunity. She's like, there's gonna be this convention, this 2-day convention happening in Miami. If you wanna come, you can come. What I did is I messaged the CEO of the company asking for a letter basically explaining that I'm going for business purposes. It had my name, my passport, everything. After I went through security, they asked me, why are you traveling? Told them what it was for. But specifically, I trade online, when I started trading, when this company was formed, how long I've been doing it for. And then he asked for the letter. I showed him the letter. He was asking me like what I do outside of trading, if I work full time or whatever. Mainly a bunch of questions about the convention itself. So that was that. So coming back to Canada now. Coming back, I didn't fly with Delta. I flew with American Airlines, and American Airlines and Delta had the same requirements though in terms of coming back to Canada. What they require is a negative COVID result 72 hours before leaving wherever you're leaving from. So I needed to get a COVID test 3 days before leaving Miami, meaning I had to get my test in Miami. In Miami, they have COVID testing like almost everywhere. I booked one online, and no, I didn't have to pay for that one in Miami. When I was checking in at Miami airport, leaving Miami though to arrive to Canada, they asked to see my COVID test, and then they showed them it was negative. I flew to Canada. So arrival on Canada, this is what you guys are obviously waiting for. What did they ask me? They asked me why I traveled, how long I ended up staying, what I did there. They also asked me if I booked my 3-day quarantine hotel. I don't know if you guys are aware, but anybody arriving back into Canada has to stay at a hotel for 3 days, and it's mandatory. So when you're coming into Canada, they ask to see which hotel you're staying at. There's a list about, I don't know, like maybe 20 hotels near the airport that is government authorized that allows this 3-day quarantine. But the thing is, all of the hotels have a standard rate. The rate per night is 300 and some odd change per night. The reason being why it's so expensive is because they're paying for your 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then for sanitary purposes, like they're really high on cleanliness and sanitary, so I guess they pay for their sanitary products. I don't know. I did book it. I had it booked, so my confirmation number upon arrival back. Obviously, I had to go through customs. I went to get my luggage. After you get your luggage, they direct you to this area where you go to get your COVID test. And so you go there, you line up, and then they have a little QR code, and on your phone you basically fill out just a form describing like where you were, where you traveled to, how long you stayed, if you're experiencing any symptoms, your health card information, all your personal information, and then you fill it out and you show one of the people there, and then they give you like the test tube and everything for the PCR thing, and they put it in a bag, and they put your little label in the bag as well, and they tell you to go over there, and then you walk all the way over there, walk to the nursing station where they're actually doing the testing, and you go into one of the little booths with the nurse, just does a PCR test on you. And then I asked her, I'm like, how long does it take for the results? And she's like, anywhere from 1 to 3 days. And I'm like, okay, so let's say on the 2nd day I get my results and then I leave home. Will I get my money back for the 3rd night? She said no. So they're not giving your money back. So I finished getting my test, and then they gave me this. Hold on, I'll be right back. After I did my test, there was this guy handing out these. I don't know if you guys can see that. So at home specimen collection for COVID-19. Basically, he told me on day 10 of my quarantine, because I'm not sure if you guys are aware, it's not a 14-day quarantine period anymore. It's 10 days now, which is beyond me. Anyways, this is what I have to do on the 10th day. It's basically self-testing. Yeah, they have like instructions and everything on how to go about it. That's that. I asked the same guy who gave me this. I said, I got both of my vaccines, right? If you have both doses of the vaccine, is it still mandatory for you to stay 3 days at this hotel? Like, can I just get my test done at the airport and just go home and wait for it? Because I have both my vaccines, and prior to leaving Miami, I took a test. Like, of course, I know there's obviously the possibility of me catching COVID on the airplane flight here and everything. But I just wanted to go home and quarantine and wait for my results. Like, I didn't want to pay. Like, I already paid, but of course, if they said, yeah, that's okay because you had your 2 doses, you can go home, I would have just canceled my reservation, got my money back. But he said no, you can have the first, you can have both doses, it doesn't matter, you still have to stay at this hotel. So I actually came yesterday. This is the hotel I'm at. I made a video to show you guys a tour of the room. So right when you enter the door, we have the little kitchen area. We have a microwave, and this is the washroom. As you can see, I have set up my things already in here. I am loving the tiles with my nails. Super cute, but they're growing out, so don't look too hard. This is the shower, and we have just like a little like where you can do like your makeup or get ready, do your hair, whatever. Super cute. And then the bed. We got a TV in here. And then it opens up to the living room. We have a little desk here, couch, and then another TV. I'll show you guys what they served me for breakfast. So breakfast has arrived. It came in this little brown bag. We have a granola bar, boiled egg, yogurt, croissant, apple juice, and an orange. And I'm gonna make myself a coffee. And I'll show you guys what they served me for lunch. Lunch has arrived. Let's see what we got. Greek salad, yum. This looks like some sort of lemon cake. Oh, it's like a sandwich. Lovely. They asked me which hotel I'm gonna be staying at. And basically they have shuttle buses for people going to these hotels. Different hotels have different shuttle buses. So guys, I kid you not, there was like 10 to 15 people max on my airplane. Like, it was crazy. I was like, wow, nobody's trying to come to Canada. And I don't blame them because they have to go through all of this mess. And even the nurses, they were all bored because there's like nobody. Like the airport was almost nearly empty, guys. The people working there, they didn't have nothing to do. Majority of the people were just on their phone. Like, when they saw me walk up with my luggages, they got excited because they're like, oh my God, a traveler. So now I'm waiting for my shuttle bus, and then the shuttle bus comes. Literally, it's only me on the bus, which obviously is not surprising. And then he helped me bring my luggages into the hotel when we arrived, and the hotel check-in. She asked for my passport and my credit card that I used for the payment for the hotel, and I gave her that, and then she ran through a few things with me. Funniest part of it all, okay? So she said, so I actually stopped recording, but I had to come back and record this because this was hilarious to me. So as I'm checking in, the lady's running through the things with me, and she's telling me, you know, try your best not to leave your room. There's 2 phones in your room. If you really need, call us down for anything. And she was like, if you really, really want to get some fresh air, just give us a call. We'll get somebody to come up to your room and take you outside so you can get some fresh air, but only for 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Okay, and I'm allowed to do this twice a day. And I'm just like, wow, like, this is crazy. The fact that the government has the ability to just take away your freedom like that. Like, for me to be allowed to smell fresh air, I have to call somebody. Like, it was just, the concept is crazy to me personally. She asked me if I'm vegetarian because they had vegetarian meals and non-vegetarian meals, and I said no, I'm not. So she gave me the menu for non-vegetarian meals, and she basically ran down how it's gonna work. There's a time that they're gonna draw breakfast, contactless, and lunch and dinner. The food, so okay, yeah, I came yesterday, and I didn't vlog or show you guys what I got for dinner because it was late. I was super tired. I was just unpacking my things and just settling in and everything. But the food is all right in terms of seasoning. You know what I'm saying? But hey. So it was like midnight last night, and I was obviously hungry because I didn't really eat the dinner. And so I called the front desk down and I said, hi, like, I'm just wondering if I were to order Uber Eats, would there be somebody to come and bring up the food for me? And then he was like, yeah, that's perfectly fine. You can actually on the Uber app type in your actual room number, and then they can come up and just leave it in front of your door. And I was like, oh my gosh, really? And he's like, yeah. But now that I think about it, I already paid so much for this hotel. Let me just, you know, force myself to eat this food, because why am I gonna be paying more for food? And it's crazy to me, like, the amount I paid, you would expect the food to be top notch. Like, the hotel, the room is super nice and beautiful, but y'all are not gonna have seasoned food? Like, what is this? I understand they're trying to really discourage people from traveling and this and that, but it's just annoying. I arrived into Canada yesterday, correct? So I did my test, my COVID test at the airport yesterday. Tell me why I checked my email this morning. My results are already in. It shows negative. And like, I've only been in this hotel for 1 day. So if I were to go home today, I'm not gonna get my money back for the 2 other nights. And I'm like, why would I leave and just enjoy my own company? Because I've been on this trip with a bunch of people. I've always been around people. Like I never really have time for myself. If you guys want me to explain my experience in terms of trading, how the convention was for me personally, my personal experience on this trip, and when it comes to trading and everything, if you guys want my perspective on things, drop down in the comments below, because I would love to make a video about that. Back to what I was saying. So I have my negative results as of right now. The front desk doesn't know that, because they're expecting us to come down and tell them we got our negative results, and then they'll give us permission to leave. So I'm not gonna tell front desk until the 3rd day, because I am getting my money's worth. You know, it's crazy that the prices are this high, but whatever. I just find it kind of, I don't want to use the word scam, but I think it's very malicious that they're not giving back the money. I'm not using your room for 2 nights, but you're still gonna charge me for it. Do I regret this trip because of how much I had to pay and what I had to go through? Truthfully, no, because this trip has really taught me a lot, and I've learned a lot of lessons from this trip. I'm very grateful to experience what I had experienced. Would I recommend you to travel right now? No, because it is quite a hassle, and if you want to travel to just travel right now is not the time, of course, and you wouldn't even be able to, because there needs to be like a reasoning. I really did enjoy, you know, just being free. Like in Florida, they don't require masks anywhere. Just being able to be free, and everything was open. You know, in Toronto, nothing's open. So even the ability to go and walk into the mall, especially without a mask, it felt very normal, and I missed that, you know. So in terms of that, it was nice. And when we would tell people, like locals, you know, we would explain to them that Toronto is fully locked down, they would look at us like we're crazy. It's literally like a different dimension there. Like, to go from being completely free and everything open to coming down back to all these restrictions, that it's gonna be quite interesting. Nonetheless, that's my experience. I hope I didn't miss anything out. But thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I love you guys. See you in the next video. Mwah.